Welcome back to Only the Over, episode 4 today. Happy Saturday morning. So first off, Thursday night, this is going to be a quick episode. It'll be a very quick episode. Just because I don't have any picks on Monday, I'm not gonna bet on Monday's game or games. I haven't even looked at what's slated for Monday Night Football. But I have a small slate for Sunday, which includes a promo pick, and then we're going to go over our Thursday night football picks from this past week. So, first off, Thursday night football, Giants-Cowboys. Giants beat the Cowboys 20-15. Honestly, a super boring game. I mean, there was scoring in every quarter, but the majority of the quarters, there were just field goals. So, yeah, not the best. The Giants offensively did not have the best game. Daniel Jones did not have a great game. He threw for 281, but an interception, no touchdowns. So threw for 281. So taking overs on receivers were probably the move. As we'll get into it in a bit here, I did take a couple picks for running backs. So not the best game to take picks for running backs. Dak Prescott on the other side was pretty efficient, 22 for 27 for 221 yards and 2 touchdowns, which is pretty good. CD got a touchdown, and then Rico Dowdle, I think early in the first half, he had a receiving touchdown. So actually, I think he was the first TD scorer. So yeah, anyways, let's get into it. Thursday night recap. My picks, I took Devin Singletary higher than 27.5 first half rushing yards. In the first half, he had 22 rushing yards, so that obviously didn't hit. But total, he only had 24. So we had 22 rushing yards in the first half and 24 total. So I think his line was 60.5, and I was thinking about taking 60.5, so not the best there. That's unfortunate. The Cowboys defense actually kind of showed up on the run, which I should have expected them to make adjustments on the against the rush. But then obviously if Daniel Jones was able to convert in the air, I mean, he threw for 281 yards. You would think he would have had a touchdown, but unfortunately he did not. So yeah, that's an issue for the Giants offense. They very easily could have won this game, I think. Very easily could have won this game, but that's unfortunate. My second pick of that day was Dak Prescott higher than 263.5 passing yards. He ended with 221, as I mentioned prior, so obviously that did not hit. And then my final pick of the night was Ezekiel Elliott higher than 26.5 rushing yards. He had 19 rushing yards only. So looks like Rico Dowdle is taking over as a RB1 I'm pretty sure he was RB1 before, but Zeke's snap count is going down. So, yeah, and I was expecting the Cowboys to throw the ball more, even with Dak being that efficient. They had a handful of 3-and-outs, those type of things. So not super efficient on the offensive side of the ball. I totally was going to expect them to score at least 3 touchdowns, and they only scored 2. So, yeah, I mean, there were passing touchdowns, so that's one thing to keep tabs on. But really, in the moment, it's super hard to. I mean, in general, it's super hard to predict things, but at the moment, this early in the NFL season, it's shown that it's pretty hard to predict things. So, as I say that, we do have some Monday or Sunday slated picks. You'll see those. You'll also see the recaps of everything on the Instagram. So go down below, follow the Only the Over Instagram for sure. And also, if you're viewing this on YouTube, it'll be posted on the Shorts content as well. So yeah. So anyways, my NFL Sunday picks, it does include one promo pick like I mentioned prior, but my 2 picks that I'm going to be going with outside of the promo pick is Joe Burrow higher than 1.5 passing touchdowns. They play. I forgot who they played. I'm just pulling up the picks here. Yeah, so I had Joe Burrow higher than 1.5 passing touchdowns. They play Carolina. He had a really good game last week against, I think it was Monday Night Football against the Washington Commanders. He had a really good game, super efficient, but their defense just let them down. So my guess is that he's going to have to carry them again. especially against Carolina. They should pull out this win, but obviously Carolina surprised everyone last week, so who knows what could happen. But yes, I have Joe Burrow higher than 1.5 passing touchdowns, and also locked in Brock Purdy higher than 246.5 passing yards. He's hit this over 2 weeks in a row pretty handsomely, more than 40 yards on both games, and New England's pass defense is absolutely atrocious. They're going to throw Christian Gonzalez pretty much on plenty. They don't really have a wide receiver one, probably on Ayuk. They're probably going to throw him. So Kittle, Jawan Jennings, just like last week, the running game, it's going to be able to spice things up, and I think the 49ers are going to handily beat the New England Patriots. But finally, my promo pick, it is Patrick Mahomes higher than 0.5 total yards. They play the Chargers. Obviously, it's Mahomes, so anything total yards, that should hit. But 0.5, he's going to have a yard. So yeah, the one I'm pretty sure about is going to be Burrow, over 1.5 passing touchdowns. I think that one should be fine. But yeah. I will mention the Monday night games very slightly here. I don't have any other picks. Obviously, down below me right now, if you're watching, there are going to be some picks of interest that I have down there. But anyways, yes. So Monday night, we have 2 Monday night games. We have an absolute stinker, Tennessee at Miami. I probably wouldn't throw anything on that game. That's not the best. Apparently, Tyler Huntley is going to be starting that game. At least his slate right now is over his slate for fantasy points is 14.65. So they have him starting this game, which could be cool. That could be a really cool dynamic. I know Tyler Huntley slots in as a role-playing quarterback. One other thing that I probably may take as more of a risky take is Will Levis higher than a half rushing and receiving touchdowns. His multiplier on that right now on Underdog is 2.87. So that could be a really cool pick in there to split up. So, and then the other game is Seattle at Detroit. This should be the obvious better game of the two. Probably take Jahmyr Gibbs over on rushing yards, 49.5. Obviously, I'd have to look at this a little bit more. Maybe Amon Ra over on receiving touchdowns. Jamison Williams over on receiving touchdowns, which is 0.5. So yeah, there's a lot of different picks here. You could take a 6.3 multiplier on Laporta first quarter rushing and receiving touchdown. That'd be a cool pick to hit. But, obviously none of these are for sure things, as that's sports betting. So, anyways, yes, I told you quick episode today, very quick episode on this Saturday morning for this Sunday slate. Do not have any Monday picks. So, anyways, thank you for coming out for episode 4 of Only the Over. Last week was brutal. This has been pretty brutal throughout the whole season. Early on in the season, we were doing okay, but now as the season has gone on, a lot of unpredictable things has happened. So, expect some days off in the coming future. So podcasts are going to be a little light on the lighter side, timing wise, but I still will do some picks of interest, maybe some long shot picks on Instagram. So to follow the Instagram and stay up to date there. All right, take it easy. See you next time.